for 15 minutes. The floor is yours.
Mr. President, honorable members, I'll start by a few words in Portuguese. Senhor Presidente, senhoras e senhores deputados, é para mim uma grande honra estar hoje aqui, nesta que é a Casa da Democracia Europeia. Muito obrigado pela oportunidade de exprimir aqui as minhas ideias e responder às vossas perguntas. And now I will continue in English. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, my story is a European story. I was born in a beautiful city in the south of Portugal, where most families went through considerable hardships. It is a region that has since benefited immensely from the work of its citizens, but also from the instruments of European solidarity. Growing up, I saw firsthand the vital role Europe played in consolidating our young democracy, as it did for Greece or for Spain. I saw how Portugal was able to seize the many opportunities for growth and social welfare brought by European integration. My life has been marked by geographic, but also from upward mobility. That upward mobility that only democracy and the European Union made possible. And I'm grateful for that. It has made me the man, the citizen, and the politician that I am today. From my native city, I moved to my country's capital, thanks to an educational system that democracy made inclusive and open. You know, my parents' life goal was just one, was to send their children to university. And they did. What they never imagined was that one day, one of their children would go from Lisbon to Paris thanks to one of the most amazing projects of European integration, the Erasmus program. Erasmus was the defining moment of my life and the defining moment of so many in my generation. I was one of the first in my country to benefit from it. And now, let me just say a couple of words in French. Je voudrais dire quelques mots en français, car la France est aussi un peu mon pays. C'est en France que j'ai fini mes études. C'est aussi en France que j'ai commencé ma carrière professionnelle comme ingénieur. C'est aussi en France que j'ai connu ma femme. Et c'est aussi en France que je me suis marié à la mairie du 15e arrondissement de Paris. Then we moved to the US, where I studied and actually gained a totally new perspective of what it actually means to be an European. When you are far from Europe, you're able to see more clearly. You are able to see more clearly the unique European values and the culture that we must preserve for our children. Then I came from Boston to London, where 2 out of my 3 children were born, and where I lived for 4 years in one of the most vibrant and amazing cities in the world. I then returned to Portugal to manage companies, to develop my own business, businesses that created jobs and economic opportunities. In 2011, I was elected as a member of parliament and soon after appointed as a member of government. There, I was able to help Portugal at a time of national and European crisis. So, honorable members, my story is a European story. Today, before you, I'm seeking your confirmation to open a new chapter so that I can serve and give back to Europe what Europe has given me over the years. I'm committed to working with you for the sound and steady progress of the European project. Mr. Chairman, honourable members, as you know, President-elect Jean-Claude Juncker assigned me with the area of research, science and innovation. I take this challenge with enthusiasm and confidence, since I'm fully aware that to realize President-elect Juncker's political agenda and to restore sustainable growth, competitiveness and employment in Europe, we need solid foundations of innovation and excellence in science and research. And if confirmed, I'll set 3 priorities. My first priority is to advance with the creation of the framework conditions that enable the full potential of European research, science and innovation. We could achieve so much more if we had fewer barriers to research and innovation, if we had a growing capacity to attract global talent, if we had a rising tide for all member states to progress and advance, thus increasing opportunities for sharing the very essence of innovation. To improve framework conditions, we must finalize the European research area and accelerate the actions of the Innovation Union. We need to improve policy coordination, namely through better monitoring and the European semester. We need to explore synergies with the European structural and investment funds at national and regional level, strategies across all member states to strengthen research capacities and innovation. I will also be particularly vigilant on the gender dimension, not just because this is a question of fairness, but because we cannot afford to waste any talent. My second priority would be delivering on Horizon 2020. We are today sitting here because we are privileged from the increased resources in this area, which are notably due to the wisdom of this Parliament. We now need to ensure that the 80 billion Horizon 2020 program is implemented in the most effective and efficient way. At the same time, we must pursue the simplification agenda, where we have been able to achieve so much already, thanks to the determination of Commissioner Gogan Quinn and to the support of the Parliament. These will allow us, in particular, to attract more newcomers to research and science. To deliver on Horizon's 2020's goals, we need to pay special attention to tackling the societal challenges faced by our citizens. Implementing the Innovation Investment Package, developing innovative financial instruments, including for SMEs, and focusing on energy efficiency and competitive low-carbon energy, especially on renewables. In this context, I want to fully acknowledge the important contribution that social sciences and humanities can make. I know that these are also priorities from the European Parliament and crucial for delivering on President-elect Juncker's main priority of boosting jobs, growth and investment. My third priority will be to defend the value of excellence in science and research. The foundations for Europe's global standing and potential in research, science and innovation rests on the creative freedom of its scientists and researchers, especially those engaged in frontier research projects. Fundamental research, for me, is the stream that actually leads into the rivers of technology and innovation. And that's for this reason that I am such a strong supporter of the European Research Council. Furthermore, it will allow us to build a new generation of young, talented, and dynamic scientists and researchers. In delivering these three priorities, it is essential that we step up our engagement with the rest of the world by fostering science diplomacy and international cooperation. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, I look forward to your questions today. And if confirmed as a member of the Commission, to an excellent cooperation in the coming years. In my time in national government, I worked every day, every hour, every second to eliminate barriers, to simplify procedures, and to create new opportunities for people. If confirmed, I will keep the same focus and the same drive, as I deeply believe in the power of research, science, and innovation. My focus will be delivery, delivery, and delivery. In my European story and in my political experience, I worked across institutions and sectors. I helped breaking silos, artificial silos, and worked towards the reforms that Europe desperately needs. If I'm confirmed, I stand ready to place all my energy, all my skills at the service of research, science, and innovation as the bedrock of sustainable growth in Europe and for all European citizens. Thank you very much. Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner-designate. Now we go to the first round of our questions on behalf of political groups. Mr. Christian Eller, on behalf of EPP.
Mr. Moedas, welcome and good morning again in the Parliament. My first question would be, according to the recent EP study, the cost of non